It was definitely a warmer, more humid day today, and we had a few isolated, very isolated showers. Looking at radar, we've had a few little pop-up sprinkles in Livingston Parish, a few more to the west of Kentwood. Not much activity, and a few little bubbling up here and there. They don't last for very long. So relatively speaking, our rain coverage has been less than 10% and maybe about the same over the next couple of days. Still rather dry and very warm. We also saw a good mix of sun and clouds today. But yeah, outdoors for any length of time, that humidity starts to get to you as temperatures were into the 80s and dew points in the 70s, upper 60s and low 70s. So humidity right now is at 65%. We actually have a little bit of a heat index, 87 degrees is what it feels like, and winds out of the south-southeast at 15 miles an hour. So we still have a bit of a breeze, but that breeze is coming in from the Gulf and not helping out with the humidity. 86 was our high today, well above average and only 3 degrees off of the record. We're getting into the near record territory over the next couple of days as we reach the mid and upper 80s. And our low this morning, very mild, 71 degrees, and we'll see similar lows and afternoon highs over the next couple of days. Right now we're in the 70s and 80s as we continue through the late afternoon. Dew point 60s and low 70s, a very humid air mass, and that humidity isn't going to be going anywhere until maybe this weekend, as it does look like we should see a cold front move through, but not a easy forecast as we approach the weekend. We'll explain why in a second. Winds have been breezy, gusting up to almost 25 miles an hour. So a little bit of a breeze if you're in the shade or able to kind of get out of that bright sunshine. It does help a little bit, but again, it's not a cool breeze by any means. Big upper level low. That's what we're going to be watching for our next weather maker, and it's kind of a complicated setup. What we have right now is an upper ridge. That has been helping to really warm things up across the central and eastern part of the nation. Once again, we saw locations out west getting well into the above average range, and that has been really the case across much of the nation. Now, as we go into the next couple of days, this upper ridge will begin to flatten out and start to retreat as an upper trough moves in. If you're with us yesterday, we were talking about the GFS had almost a solid trough moving on through, and it was the Euro that had a little upper low developing from the base of that trough. Well, the GFS is starting to come more in line with a little upper low, kind of keeping our rain coverage on the higher side for Saturday before moving out. That's great. The agreement kind of ends there because the Euro keeps that upper low to our west through Saturday and would have the rainfall on more into Sunday. So still a big question mark with our weekend. Certainly looks like one of the days will have a little bit better chance of rain than the other. Which day, though, is still very much an uncertainty. A lot of Pacific moisture is actually surging out over Texas. You see the rainfall and even some severe weather. For us, though, with the ridge in place, we're going to stay relatively dry with maybe an isolated shower or two over the next couple of days. Now, as we approach Friday, we're going to see a cold front start moving into the area. And this is a little bit more in line with the GFS. The front would move in, bring us a chance for some showers, maybe even some thunderstorms. And then as it pushes through, temperatures will be dropping as we head into the weekend. And actually, both models are indicating a bit of a drop in our temperatures. The GFS a little bit more extreme than the Euro, but at least it does look like there is some agreement. We're trying to find those agreements to get a little bit more of a consistent forecast. Tonight, though, mild, maybe an isolated shower. Relatively speaking, we're going to stay dry with overnight lows into the 60s and low 70s. Mostly cloudy skies during the day tomorrow. Again, maybe an isolated shower, rain coverage less than 10%, 86, 87 degrees on Thursday. Rain chances on Friday with that front. We'll keep it lingering into Saturday and at the moment drying out for Sunday. But again, the Euro is kind of the opposite. And then we do start warming up, but staying relatively dry into early next week.
Well, people just need to watch you to see what happens.
That's right. If I could just phone it in on Monday and then not have to show back up, it'd be easy.
Right?
Wish it would be like that.
Oh, sounds like a dream. All right. Thanks, Chris.
Sure.
iPhone